Hey there, Silver Age guy here, and today I'm going to crack open 2 CGC books I won from an online auction. This is a reputable auction house, and I won 2 books. I bid on probably 5 or 6 of them, so let's just get these open and get them cracked out. So here's what I won. 2 early Strange Tales books. This one is number 117, and this is from February of 1964. And it's graded a 4.5. And then the second book is a really early 1963 book of Strange Tales, number 106, and that's graded a 3.0. So I cracked them out. You can see it's Comic Link is the name of the auction house, and they have some really good auctions, some extremely high-grade books, but also some lower-grade books. So let's get rid of this plastic and take a look at these 2. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut them out of the shells, save you the tedious time of doing that. So let's start with the Strange Tales 106. And let's take this out of the plastic shell and see what we have. This cover looks really good. There are some issues with this book, which I will point out. It gives it a 3 grade, but other than that, it looks really nice on the front. And now we're looking at the staples inside. They're attached, but they've got some rust to them, and we'll talk about that later. Typical Silver Age art. This is done by Larry Lieber, co-wrote this, Stan Lee's brother, and it's a Dick Ayers pencils. And there's that newsstand, that old newsstand smell of a comic book, which is terrific. So as we flip through here, once again, this is from March 1963. This is the same month that Amazing Spider-Man number 1 came out. Amazing Fantasy 15 had been released in 62, in late 62, but this is the first month that Spider-Man also came out. So there's the end right there, and there are the staples. And you can see they're a little rusted, and that comes into play a little bit later on, where obviously this collection had a bunch of rusted staples. So here's something interesting. Here's a Ditko story in the same month that Spider-Man came out. And you can see Ditko's art is really, it looks almost exactly like Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and going forward from there, even the little superhero ending that it has. Then we get another backup story, this one from, again, Larry Lieber, Stan Lee's brother, and Paul Reinman doing the artwork. Now you're going to come up on the issue with the staple. Apparently these comics were stored top to bottom, back to front. You can see the problem there with a little bit of staining, and that was probably from a comic book that rested on top of it. You can see how it looks on the back, but once again, I don't mind. This fits in nicely with my collection. I'm glad to have a book from 63 in the same month as Amazing Spider-Man number 1. All right, so now we get to Strange Tales number 117. This is February 1964, and this book obviously graded a 4.5, is in a little bit better condition. Let's get this plastic thing off and take a look inside. It says a Jack Kirby cover. Love the yellow cover. I'm not sure if the eel makes any further appearances, but here he is. There's a little bit of tanning on the bottom. The staples look good though. And this is 117 is Dick Ayers once again. And as we flip through here, you see classic Silver Age artwork. Now this is 64, so Spider-Man is in full swing, no pun intended, and Ditko's, this is a book I wish I had. I probably had it in my collection at one point, X-Men 3, but not anymore. And the staples look good on this one, a little bit better. You can see a little bit of tanning on the bottom. But the reason I point out the Spider-Man is now we get Doctor Strange. This is one of the early appearances of Doctor Strange drawn by Ditko. The many traps. I always have many traps. Beautiful. Steve Ditko, my favorite artist, beautiful work by him. Many artists have tried, but there's only one Ditko drawing Doctor Strange. Those images remain forever. I said there's a tear on the top edge, tanning on the bottom. Again, books of, careful here, turning that page. Books of 4.5, but still, nicely done, and happy to have it in my collection. So here they are in the Mylar, and I needed to display them because I've got a 3 display cabinet. So I decided to pick. I've got 2 Strange Tales out here, so I decided to pick a 3rd Strange Tales. Now this one was bought off the rack. This is from my original collection, and I would say it's probably in a little better condition than either of the 2 that I just purchased, but still in the same range. I'm not a grader, but they all look pretty good to me. I love the red of the torch with the different backgrounds and the different colored backgrounds. It just pops right out. So good to go for me. And here they are on display in the 3-book cabinet that I have, display cabinet in the living room. So that's it. Thanks for watching. There you go.